As the sun sets on our last night here in the La Paz area, Tammy and I reflect on all the blessings we've had during our time here. We've met the most amazing friends, lifelong friends, who we know we shall see again somewhere out there. Along the way, we visited so many amazing places along the Baja coast, experienced the local culture and cuisine, and fell more in love with the opportunities this lifestyle presents. The year went by fast, and now it's time for us to close the chapter here in La Paz, ending my corporate career and preparing for life at sea to actually doing it. Tomorrow, that new chapter will begin, and we can't be more excited to get started. We just left Lobos, calling it Lobos, one of our favorite spots to go anchor our friends, the Brizos, Damien, Beth. Until next time, friends, we will catch you. We're sailing through the channel, and it's a beautiful day to be out sailing. And it's Tammy! It's Tammy time!
And my lap dog. Ah.
Show you new dimensions, baby, did I mention this is what I do? Let it go, lose control like you're on a ride. Let me free your mind, let me free your mind. Give it up, never stop, don't be scared of heights. Let me free your mind, let me free your mind.
Fish on, fish
Come
on.
down, next skipjack, I can already tell.
Yeah.
Skipjack
What?
give up in about 2 seconds. Oh yeah, that one's coming on board.
Oh yeah. Hey. Woohoo!
We've kind of been sailing along all day. We haven't motored at all, and we had a slow spell that kind of sucked, and then readjusted the sails, and we're cruising now, 6.4 knots, which is good for us.
Baby, did I mention I'll be here for you? And my body, show you new dimensions. Baby, did I mention this is what I do?
Do not litter, do not use lights, do not disturb turtles. It says Bay of Dreams. Heading up to the restaurante to have a last supper of a sorts.
No, don't say that.
Before we do our crossing. We're off. We left about 1 a.m. in the morning. Hopefully, our thinking behind that is to try to get someplace where we can arrive in Banderas Bay in the daylight, not hit in the dark. It's kind of a stressful situation going into someplace at nighttime, particularly someplace we've never been before. The last place we were at, we'd been there before, so it wasn't too bad. But right now, no wind, 3 knots, so we're motoring, cruising right along, and
Big day. First crossing of an ocean.
well, maybe a sea, but nonetheless, it's very cool.
It's the big blue sky.
Sun up on our first morning of our I guess you would call it our first passage. Maybe not. Maybe it's our second one, but this one is definitely the longest one we've done so far. So pretty good. Winds behind us, seas are behind us. Well, actually, the wind's on our beam, which makes for good sailing in our boats. But we do have the engine just kind of idling along. But yeah, everybody's good. Miss Tammy over there is in audiobook mode. And me, I'm just hanging out, sending messages. It's election day in the US, and so I'm trying to get some updates. Miss Hannah's not feeling well, so I've been chatting with her over the satellite system, and
having a dream.
finally have a bite on one of the reels, and we've seen this human-sized thing jump up out of the water and spit the lure out, and I'm actually kind of excited that happened, because I don't know that we could have something that big on the boat, but hopefully we'll catch something. We're not quite halfway. We're probably 237 miles left to Banderas Bay.
Short recap from the last discussion. So we knocked out, I think, in a 24-hour period. We left yesterday morning at about 1 a.m. from Bahia de Muertos, the Bay of the Dead, which is kind of a strange name to be seeking safe harbor in a sailboat, but it's a great spot. It's beautiful there, great little restaurant. And then we just took straight out and then started heading straight towards PB. So 1 a.m. to 1 a.m. about, 126 nautical miles, which is really good for our boat and for us, but that wasn't sailing, that was motoring the whole way. No wind really to speak of, other than a little bit to help stabilize the boat from the roll. Good times, everything's going great. It's amazing to be out here at nighttime. It's interesting to talk with Tammy. We have such different experiences, or feel differently about different things. When I had the first shift at night, it was super dark, there was no moon, and it was kind of an eerie feeling. You couldn't really see much of anything past the front of the boat, and so you really have to trust all the electronics and things that we invested money in to be our eyes for us. With all the ships, there's a lot of ships coming across to Mazatlan and Puerto Vallarta. Luckily, no cruise ships, no cruising happening with all the COVID stuff. So I haven't seen any cruise ships, but anyway, I'm gonna stop babbling.
Landfall. Well, it's our last overnighter. We're maybe about 90 miles from the cruise, so we're kind of heading down the Pacific Ocean side of the barrier islands, Puerto Vallarta, or Banderas Bay, the infamous Banderas Bay anyway. Rolling back and forth pretty hard. Tammy's down trying to have a sleep. Probably not going super well, is my guess. That, I believe, is Jalisco, Mexico. And a beautiful sunrise to greet us. We're finally completely under sail. I think maybe for the second time on our crossing here. Oh my god, that motor, the noise just blows my head up. So glad to be under sail and making good progress. We're running about 5 knots, which is good enough. And we'll be at the anchorage, it looks like maybe around 2 or 3 p.m. this afternoon. What's happening there? Oh, the wind's getting you. The wind's getting you. Change of plans, heading to the marina instead of the La Cruz anchorage. This is because we arrived a week early in Puerto Vallarta and our friends weren't quite ready to leave the marina. They were still prepping their boat. This is precisely why you try to plan to arrive in a new place in the daylight and not in the dark. We made it into port safe and sound. I hope you enjoyed watching. It was certainly fun sharing our first long passage. I think maybe about 350 nautical miles, maybe 375. It was a lot of fun. We look forward to the next one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Laters.